Hey guys, James here today and welcome back to another Sims 4 house building video. Today, this one is a build that I found on my computer that I thought I had lost. Well, I had the build, but I thought I'd lost all the footage, but I found it just the other day, so we're gonna watch it. It's gonna be a big, contemporary home here on the waterfront that is actually based off of some images that I believe I was sent. I'm not actually entirely sure where I got these photos from. I tried to reverse Google search them and all that and image search them, but I couldn't seem to find them. But I think someone sent them to me. Anyway, it's very heavily based off of this design, and especially now with platforms in the game, we're actually able to do a lot of this. There's some changes that I had to make because obviously not all of it was possible, but I think it actually ends up pretty close. So I'm working on the exterior decking and all that, and this is supposed to have a pool down the bottom, though you actually can't place pools on platforms, which is really annoying, but I kind of get it because a pool is essentially just a wall, but at the level below, which you can't place walls inside of, you can't place walls on platforms from that height. Obviously they can cut through a platform, but they can't, I guess, start from the height of a platform, if that makes sense. So that's why we couldn't put a pool there. So I actually had to switch that around. And obviously a lot of this house is supposed to be built into the landscape. And I'm actually just using walls for that. Like this whole basement area there, which looks huge, is not actually going to be part of the house. It's just going to be an empty space filled with terrain. I mean, of course, that means if you ever wanted to renovate and add some more stuff in, you could actually really easily just turn that into more of the house without a problem. I could have done it on terrain, but I didn't want to. It always looks weird to me, especially in The Sims 4, when you have this flat lot and then just a big hill in the middle of a lot. It's okay if you have a little bit, or if it's a really big lot and then you have a hill in the middle somewhere. But the size of this lot and the positioning, I felt if I actually made this house sit on a hill, it would just look a bit strange. So I just used platforms and foundation and all that. And then I actually just did a bunch of plants and landscaping and all that to make it look a little bit nicer. It still looks like it's planted on foundations, but then it's got lots of greenery around it, shrubs and trees and all that. Because this area here that I'm building now, this is the entrance. This is the ground floor. So if I had done a hill on the side of the lot there, you can see there's 3 squares of space. It would just be this vertical terrain wall that would look kind of silly. And also on top of that, we have to do a basement level that has windows to the outside, which you can't really do if we were using that actually as a ground floor. So it made more sense for the ground floor to technically be on the second level, and then the basement level is, I guess, the ground floor level in the sim. Anyway, it makes sense. It all works out. I think you'll get a better idea of how this is all coming together, as you can see now, how I'm sort of building it all up. Now, I did have to figure out how I wanted to do the stairs to the front of this house. And I was starting off like this at first, and I was just going to go all the way down, which I don't know why I thought this would be a good idea. So I quickly was like, nope. And then what I decided to do instead is just have a turn here. And I thought it would be cool, actually, if I added in a curved sort of piece here. Now, The Sims do use this. Later on, I do change the top of this, though, because, as you may know, Sims can't step from a platform to the next level up or the level down. You still have to have a set of staircases there. Although, even sometimes that doesn't work, so I don't know. Anyway, in this case, I just changed the top few platforms into a staircase, and it actually works out quite fine, and they end up using it, so that's good. But yeah, so I've just done lots of different platforms at different heights around the place, you can see here, and then I've just put a bunch of shrubs and trees and plants all over it, and it starts to make a lot more sense, because right now it kind of almost looks like an Aztec temple kind of thing, or pyramid almost on the side with all those big steps. Being able to use platforms on flat roofs now is actually the best. I think that's one of my favorite thing about platforms. I mean, obviously there's so much you can do with them, but the fact that our flat roofs no longer have to be one little floor tile, it just makes me so happy. You can get this big, thick roof. I mean, obviously we could kind of do it before using half walls. So it kind of looks, at least from the ground floor, it looks like that. But now when you're looking at the house from above, it actually has thickness to the roof. And it just makes me so happy. It makes me so happy. And you can see we'll actually use that in a little bit on the top of the house with the roof. We can get a few different levels happening. Which is actually really, really nice. So I was actually trying to figure out what I wanted to do with these stairs, because, I mean, look at that fence. Didn't that look ridiculous when it was going down the side like that? And I was like, do we do something here on the side? And actually, I was interested to learn some fences on curves don't curve. Did you see that? Some of them had straight wooden planks, and then other ones curved around it properly. And I was like, It's really interesting. I guess I don't really use curves in The Sims that much, but anyway, I decided to just do a bunch of like hedging and plants and that, and I was like, well, I mean, it's Sims. It's not like they're actually going to fall in it, so it's not really that big of a deal. So I thought I'd rather just have it look nice than be safe. Although, you know, sometimes safety is king. In this case, it is not. I mean, if you fall, you'll fall into a bush, so I think it'll be okay. Anyway, we're just jumping forward here a little bit because I did a lot of planting and just a lot of placing of hedges everywhere. So this is just a few little, well, I say a few, there's a lot. A lot of little succulents all planted around the back here, which is actually based on the original image, if you remember back to that. Though those aren't succulents, but I thought this kind of looked close enough and gave us a good approximation of that aesthetic. So I put them all in there and gave them all different little rotations. And this is where I discovered I couldn't actually put the pool down the bottom. And that was kind of annoying. I really wanted to, but because that's a platform and not a foundation, I couldn't put the pool there. So instead, I figured it'd be fine up the top. I thought it'd be quite nice up there anyway, because you're up a little bit higher and you get a better view out over the ocean. So, I mean, I figured that would be fine. And here's what I was saying about the roof. We can actually get two different heights. I think it's so good that we can do this now. I kind of just wish that they had a half wall trim that was just nothing. Like it was just the top of the wall and that was it. And then floor tile would just cover it so it would just look like a normal roof. Because you get that trim around all the half walls when you do that, which is not that big of a deal, but it'd be nice if we could get one without that. So here is where I am trying to recreate, you know, all the windows and the looks on the side of the house. And obviously the real house looked like it had more split level going on and it would sort of reflect the landscape a bit more. Now, because this is on a completely flat lot and we can't really do different floor levels without the same wall height. Like we can do split levels now with platforms, but not in the same way that you would, you know, see in the real world. So I kind of just played around with it and took some liberties here and there. I kind of did just what made sense in The Sims, really. Because if it's just not going to work in The Sims, there's no point in me trying to do it. I think if you put these side by side with the picture and then this, you looked at it, you'd be like, yeah, that's based off that house. But if you looked closely, you'd be like, I don't know. And I think close enough is good enough in my books. No, I think it worked out really well. I'm actually really, really happy with how this turned out. I think it looks awesome. The only thing that is weird about it, and this is not my fault, is because I put it by the water on this island. There's no, you know, no roads or pathways. It's such a weird place. Like, I really love this island in Windenburg. It's one of my favorite places. We've done a few, like, house let's plays here and a lot of house builds here too. But yeah, the problem is just no road or pathways or really visibly any way to get to this island. So having a house this big out here kind of doesn't make any sense because it's like, how would you build this? You'd have to, I guess, boat everything over to this tiny little island. It would just be ridiculously expensive. Like I would just imagine a lot more like smaller houses, like little beach houses and stuff here. If if there's no roads or anything or any real visual access. Is there even a dock on this island? I don't know, maybe. But it does not look like it'd be easy to build here or even live here. Like if you were living here, this house has no water access. It's not like you could have a boat moored just off the water so you could go back to the mainland. You have no access to that. You're up on this hill. Like, oh, there is a jetty over there. Okay, well, there is a visible way to get here. Okay, I just saw it. I thought there might have been, but I wasn't 100% sure on that, so I assumed not. But even still, like, you couldn't have your own boat here. I don't know. This island is super cool, but if you think about it too long, it doesn't make as much sense as you would like it to. So this is the house. We're just going inside now. I had no reference for the interior, other than I think you can see through. Let me have a look at the pictures. I think you can see through the photos a little bit. Yeah, you can, but I didn't really add whatever their layout was in my photos because I think you can see stairs in a different place and all that in their photo. But I just did a layout that sort of worked for this house that I built because also their one, I think it looks a bit bigger than what I have anyway. So, I just played around with it. I actually quite like the idea of the stairs stacked here. We're bringing in the rusty metal that we're using outside that we used on the sort of big overhanging roof outside as well. I thought it looked really cool. I love those stairs there and those walls as well. And I thought having a kitchen right here, like up against all that. So it's like, this is almost like the heart of the house because it's right in the middle with all the stairs. It's like where all the action is. And I'm using those new counters from Snowy Escape, which I really like, but it means you have to go through and fill every single shelf with an item. Otherwise, it just looks like nobody lives there. So I did do that. And I think I do that a little bit later, but I think I cut out most of it because it's just honestly me choosing items from the, the clutter menu to put in there. So yeah, I also had fun, with some of the wallpapers. Like, obviously, when I do a lot of contemporary houses, or even just a lot of houses in general, I'll tend to just go black and white. But because we had that rusty orangey color in here, I was like, let's get some like blues and other colors like that. So we got like the dark blue, the lighter, almost aqua color. I'm just trying to get more of that coming in here. It kind of, I don't know, it was fun. I had fun with it. It's not just black and white, even though the outside is heavily gray. I didn't want the inside to just also be monochrome. So I think I kind of did okay with it. I don't know. I think it looks okay. At least I hope it does. So yeah, that stove from Snowy Escape as well. So good for the kitchen like island counters now. And now it doesn't have the big sticking up back piece on it. It just works so much better for putting it in an island. I don't know why. Why did it take them so long to make a stove without a back piece with knobs on it? I don't think I've even seen a stove like that in a long time. Like at least most new ones they're usually not even a full stove. They're usually just the separate hob or like the cooktop and then the separate oven. And they don't usually are not connected. Well, they can be connected obviously, but usually you could just put them wherever you wanted and separate them completely. So I just don't know why Sims hasn't done that. There is custom content of just stovetops and separate ovens, which is awesome. So it's not like it's not possible. So I don't know why. Sims is odd. They kind of sometimes just do things and they just stick with that for a long time, even though that's just not how things work. Like I guess the example with just not having cars at all. No houses in this game have cars, which is bizarre for like basically a life simulator and house building game. You can't have a garage. So I don't know. That to me is super odd that's just not there. Like, I don't know. Anyway, this is the living room. I was trying to figure out a layout that kind of worked. Obviously, one of the couches facing out to the ocean, out of these giant windows we have here. But then the problem giant windows create is you need somewhere to, well, you don't need it, but usually I like my Sims to have a TV or something just so they can use it and get fun up and all that. Or, do the countdown to New Year's, all that kind of stuff that you need it for. So it's like I needed somewhere to put the TV, but because I got the big windows there, you kind of don't want to block them much. So I just did, I think I just did like a glass. Did I do a glass coffee table here? Just in front of the, or like a really slimline one. And then just put the TV in front of it, which I think looks fine. Though I can imagine it being super annoying. Because I don't know which way the sun sets here. If the sun was coming through those windows, which actually looks like it might do, that'd be so hard to watch that TV. This is not a good TV room. But again, it's Sims, so I think it's fine. Oh yeah, you can see the sun sort of coming through right now, like where the shadows are going. Yeah, would not be good for watching TV. Would be a beautiful room to sit in and have a chat and hang out, but that's almost kind of pointless in Sims because they never do that. Well, that's not true, they do, but I mean, it's better for them to have something to focus on in a room so they actually go there and use it. So, I don't know, I think that worked quite well. If you have a better solution to that, let me know, but I thought that would work fine. It's our little TV living space. And so this house is, I think, what did it end up with? I think it's a 3-bedroom house because it kind of looks way bigger than it is on the outside. Like way bigger than it is. I think really I should, if there was, well, I guess I could have done it on the 64 by 64 lot and maybe just built some more of the house out behind the kitchen area. Like, so it extends like thicker. Because I think there actually might be more in the photos, but I just didn't build that bit. Or at least we can't see that bit, so I don't know. Anyway, so it ends up just being a 3-bedroom home, which I think is okay. Look, it's not too small, but it's not too big either. Well, I guess it can't. Can it be too big? Yeah, you can have a house that's too big. But if you had enough for 8 Sims, that'd be good. So this is just our main floor bathroom, which I thought was kind of important to have, at least one here rather than, I guess, near the bedrooms. And then this little room by the front door, it's kind of a miscellaneous room. And I was like, okay, that can probably be like a home office, and we'll go back to that soon. So I decided that would be like an office down there. Then upstairs here, now I'm not entirely sure if, I guess this kind of should be the master bedroom because it's on the top floor looking out over the ocean. But I almost feel like the bedroom that we built in the basement floor is kind of better. So I don't know, I'll leave it up to you. But this one does have, the big built-in wardrobe. It's quite a big room and it has a ensuite bathroom as well. And then I do another little bedroom just over there, and I just do a small bathroom there as well. So it actually ends up being, I think, maybe 5 bathrooms in this house, actually. There's a lot of bathrooms around the place, so if you want your own toilet, you're probably going to have it. So I guess that's a good thing. Yeah, so this is just a little landing area up here. I think, surprisingly, I'm actually quite happy with the layout of this house. I mean, I have a little bit of fun with it. I do end up doing a home theater room in this house because it's a house that's in the basement that has no windows. And I was like, well, what could we do with that? Because I wouldn't want it to be a bedroom. That would be kind of sad, having a bedroom in a basement with no windows. So I was like, okay, what are our options here? You know, it's like another living room kind of thing. And I was like, well, considering this house is pretty luxurious for what it is, it seems like the kind of people that would just build a home theater, you know? Like, that's the kind of room you build when you're like, we have an extra room. What do we do with it? I guess it could also be a gym. We don't have a gym here, but I just did it as a home theater because I hadn't built one of those for a while, and it was kind of fun, especially now with platforms. So we'll see that in a little bit. So up here, I'm just kind of doing the same color scheme as the bathroom downstairs. As you can see, just copying the items up. And the bedroom, I did use platforms. As you can see, I used a half wall to put the bed on because I definitely wanted the bed facing outward, you know, out to the ocean where the view is. So that's why that bed is facing that way rather than, you know, facing back inward. I think it just makes a lot more sense because you get those beautiful views out that window. And then down here, we're just working on the layout. So we end up with a couple of rooms down here. Well, more than a couple of rooms. So this room at the end there, that's actually ends up being the home theater because as you can see, like, it's right in the middle of the house. It's right underneath. It's got no windows, nowhere to put a window. I guess I could have maybe cut back a little bit of that wall there and put a window in, but it doesn't actually make sense because that technically should be land behind it. So that's why there's nothing there. And then we come in this way, and then I just do a couple of different levels with platforms. And this is kind of like the home theater setup. So we do a few couches here, so you can have like the different levels. And I don't know, I think this is really cool. I had a lot of fun with this room. And I used the black curtains because, I mean, that TV, well, that screen looks like a projector or a projection screen. So I thought, you know, big black curtains to absorb as much light as possible. Makes sense. So we got that. And then I'm just trying to choose the perfect movie watching couch. I was going to do individual armchairs, but I didn't really like any of them. And because the ones I did kind of like had really high backs to them, which means you wouldn't be able to see over it. So I thought, let's just do a nice couch that kind of looks movie-ish in that red color. Red sort of almost quilted couch, and then just put them in front of each other. I thought that worked quite well. Yeah, so this is just like a little seating area, 2 different levels, and then you could, I guess, do whatever you want in here. I don't know, watch a movie, do whatever you want in here. Actually, I think I might put a console in this room. Maybe I put a console. I think I do. Because that makes sense. Because then you could go in there and it could be a sweet video games room, which I think is what I'm doing now, is like raising that section up. Oh yeah, these platforms. Platforms, like I said, are really great, but they're also so annoying to work with. Like, look at the stairs here. They keep like popping off and going back in again and all that kind of stuff. But whatever. Anyway, so I'm using that platform by the screen as like a little table kind of thing. Well, I guess, yeah, like a little table, like a little TV cabinet kind of thing. That's the idea behind it. Now, I was just looking at the other screens there because I had speakers. I was like, oh yeah, what about if we get some speakers like there, like so it at least looks like it has them. But they were too big, so I didn't do that. Anyway, so we got a movie room and video game room, which is pretty sweet. And down here, just doing the same sort of staircase there with the big rusty iron walls, which I think looks sweet. And then we have just a little nook there, which I think is just like a bookcase or something I put in there. I'm not sure. And then I actually do a laundry, although in my latest Let's Play, I kind of realized that laundries are a little bit broken. So you might need to not have laundry items in there. And then there's also, I think there's also another bathroom down here for this bedroom. So yeah, this is what I was talking about. This bedroom is pretty big. It ends up being pretty big. It has really nice windows. I mean, I guess the only thing that makes it less nice than the one upstairs is that it's lower down, but I mean, that's not really a problem. Now, this is a cool technique for beds that I found. I can't remember who originally posted it, and I apologize. This is not my idea to have this big sunken bed using platforms. If you know who came up with this idea first, or who like shared the idea first, please let me know in the comments down below. I do not take credit for this idea, but this is really cool use of platforms because you can place a bed lower on a platform like this, and then with move objects, just place the platform back through it. And then you essentially have this huge platformed bed, which is something you do see, you know, in the real world. You just have these beds that almost sunken into the ground. And I thought that looked so cool. So I did that. But yeah, not my idea. So I'm not taking credit for it. But super cool. So this room, like I said, is going to be an office, but it's an office with a twist. I decided to make it like a little live streaming room or a video games. What am I talking about? This is what I do, like a live stream room or like a YouTube room, you know, just big green screen, live stream setup, recording setup, lots of lights and all that kind of stuff. Because I thought it was fun. I haven't built one of these for a little while. I love building these rooms. One day, I'm going to have like a room just like this. Because I mean, at the moment, it's basically, I'm just in a room with a desk and a computer, you know, and then a pop-up green screen. But I would love to have like the permanent green screen put in, you know, big lights overhead, like all this kind of really professional stuff I would love. And one day I'm gonna have that, and one day it's gonna be like fully soundproof too. That'd be sweet. So anyway, I love building these rooms because it's just like, this is what I want. Maybe not that camera. That camera's a little big. I was also just trying to fit as much useful stuff in this room, so that's why we also have that I think it was the sound mixing desk or something like that. I was also just looking at these desks because I wasn't sure what was different, but then I realized it was just, I think, the chair that was attached to it or something like that. Anyway, so that's going to go in there. The weird thing about these setups is they always have the computer, like the computer's at like that 45-degree angle to where the camera is. So it's not like a gaming setup. It's kind of weird. Anyway, so that's why I sort of rotated the desk there a little bit. And then back here, I kind of just shoved in as much stuff as I could because I almost wanted it to feel like a producer could sit in there and like keep an eye on everything or whatever. I don't know. I had a lot of fun with that room. It was cool. So, there was a lot of up and downs there. But yeah, I cut out a bit of stuff there because, like I said, there was a lot of back and forth. Yeah, so with this bed, I sort of refined it a little bit using platforms as bedside tables here. And I'm pretty sure, I think I did test this before I did it because I wanted to make sure it still worked. They can still get into that bed, which is really cool. So you have this bed in the platforms with like these platform side tables as well. I think works out really, really nicely. Like I said, like that's why I was like, this room downstairs is kind of almost more, it's kind of nicer than the one upstairs, which it was originally supposed to be the master bedroom. But I think I like this one better. So I guess, yeah, like I said, the only downside is that it's on the ground floor rather than all the way up to the top. But I mean, if that's not a problem to you, then it's fine. Also, yeah, the lighting there is weird because of the half walls, which is a shame. And I don't know why it does that. So yeah, just that's just a thing that it does in the game when you cut a wall in half for some reason. Anyway, that's this room, and I made the walls darker there. I did like the lighter color, but I made them darker because the lighting was a bit goofy. So, you know. Anyway, so that's the room, and then I think I do like one. Do I do one wall of like wardrobes or something? Oh yeah, I really wanted to have like an open door to the bathroom there. Like so, it's just open to the bedroom, and that's what I wanted to do because I thought that'd be really cool. But there's not really a lot of choice to be able to do that. As you can see, I'm just like clicking through all these archways, and then the ones that did fit were kind of lame, so I changed my mind on that. And then this is a big wall of just built-in wardrobe, so like loads of wardrobe space. And then I decided to just make the door a bit smaller because it kind of looked a bit funky there, having that that double door just go into a tiny corner. So instead, I just like, you know, adjusted the entrance here, made it make a little bit more sense, so you can see it's like on an angle there rather than in that weird corner that was. And then, yeah, we have an ensuite bathroom and a laundry downstairs here. So that actually is working pretty nicely. Yeah, you might want to, if the laundry's still bugged if you do decide to download this, you may want to get rid of the laundry stuff. Otherwise, you're going to have a problem. Because I don't know what causes it, or if it happens in every save or whatever. But at the moment in my Let's Play, I've been having an issue where you put the laundry in the washing machine, and then the washing machine says it's all pristine. So you take it out, put it on the drying line or in the dryer, then it says all the clothes are filthy or dirty or whatever. So, and then you can never wash them because it like doesn't let you, which is just great. It's just great. But I really like that little laundry room. I love the like 3 hampers there because I did 1 hamper for each bedroom. And I did like a little towel section and that sink. I really like that laundry. I had so much fun with that. It's just a nice little room. So it's a shame that it doesn't work properly, but if that's not The Sims, I don't know what is. Just a simple little ensuite bathroom here as well, with a shower and tub and all that. Yeah, so pretty much every bedroom, I guess, has their own bathroom. Like the one bedroom upstairs that doesn't have an ensuite has the bathroom next to their bedroom, and they would probably be the only ones using it because everyone else has their own ensuite. So yeah, there's a lot of bathrooms in this house, and I actually add one more bathroom too, which you'll see in a little bit. And down here, I was just adding some decorations to the hallway just to make it feel a little bit nicer because it seemed a little bit bland. And then a few more lights into the office there because it seemed like it was a bit dark as well. And a few curtains here and there. Wait, did I add curtains upstairs? I know I haven't yet in the recording. Did I add them at all up here? Or I don't know. Doing some side tables now. I had a few more things in here. Maybe I do. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, I really like this bedroom too. But the way that obviously the bed is in the middle of the room, but the windows are on the side. So like it's almost like the view isn't as good as maybe downstairs. But there's a reason the windows are there. They're there because it looks good. And in the original photo, there is, I believe, a little window there, but I ended up not putting it there because of where I put the bathroom. So yeah, I don't know. I think it works out okay. Obviously, I guess it's not ideal, but I did some little, little seating there in the corner so you can chill. Actually, I don't know if you can sit on those. Were they seating? And then a little vanity back here as well by that window. Actually, there is a glass ceiling above this, which is pretty cool. So like there's two large windows either side. Above that is like a glass roof, which I don't think we showed earlier. So that is actually kind of cool. I will say that. And I will show that once we do like the tour through the house at the end. But so far, that's what this room is, Nice big 2x2 wardrobe there, ensuite, little couch, vanity. I think this is a nice bedroom, but like I said, I do think I like the one downstairs a bit better. That would be my choice. But this one's cool too. It's cool too. And then just going outside, doing some furnishing and all that. So in the original image, this area was like the alfresco outdoor barbecue space. But because I have the pool here, I sort of adjusted it. This is where the lounge chairs go. Because again, in the reference photos of the house, the pool was down the bottom. And that's obviously where the lounge chairs were. But so I've changed it up in this one. So I've done some lounge chairs, and I thought I'd get like some of those nice umbrella shades and put it over there. So you could actually, come out here and enjoy, have a good time. I think that still works if you have the umbrellas over it. Because I have these huge footprints of like 3x3. But I think it's fine. I think they still work like that. But if they don't, they look good. So I don't know. I also just made both of these setups a little bit different, like with the placement of the umbrella and the little table, because I didn't want it to look like too perfect, And I was trying to figure out what to put down the bottom there. I think actually in the end, I left the bottom just open so you could just put whatever you want down there, because it kind of didn't really make sense for a lot of stuff to go down there. But if you're actually playing in this house, then I think it could be a good idea to just put, the extra bits and pieces that you need outside, like maybe even like swings or something, So this little area here is a separate building, which I imagine it's kind of hard to tell what it is in the original house, but it could be like some sort of utility room or like outdoor shower kind of thing. So that's actually what I set it up as. This is like a separate bathroom that you would use after coming back from the beach, or I guess getting out of the pool, because you don't have to go through the house to get to a bathroom. And it's all just like the outdoor tile. You just come in here, do your shower, get ready to go back in the house. Like that's what I set this room up as. And I thought it made sense as that. Otherwise, you could use it as like a workshop or like a little, utility room, boot room kind of thing. I thought it was nice. It was like a more open bathroom. Not more open, but more accessible from the outside, but still really nice, So we just got this open shower, so you don't have to go in and clean all this stuff. And then do put a toilet in here as well in case you need it. I mean, the shower maybe is a little too open with the toilet there, but like I said, it's supposed to be, it's like an outdoor shower without it actually being outside. So that was the idea behind that. And then this area here, I've just turned into the barbecue area rather than the section where the pool is, which it would have been if I was able to build it the same way as it was intended. So this area, just ends up with a nice barbecue and a big table as well for entertaining. Actually, with the outdoor table that I put in here, I only did 3 dining chairs. I'm waiting for it to pop up. I was hoping it was going to show up as I was talking about it. I did 3 dining chairs, and I actually did a couch. Okay, is it going to show up? I did a couch on one side of the table because I thought it looked really nice, but obviously they wouldn't be able to sit at it. So if you do end up using that You might want to change it to to dining chairs. But I thought it looked really nice and comfy as a couch. Like, I feel like we should be able to attach like 2 and 3 seater couches to tables and stuff, because that would look really, like, it'd be really nice. Like, just be able to sit on that. I mean, obviously, it'd be, I think they're a little bit lower than dining chairs, so I don't know how that would work in the game terms, but it'd be cool if we could do that and it actually be functional. Because we've got like the booth seating, so seems like we should be able to do that with regular couches as well. That would have been, they should have done that actually when they added those in. That would have been cool. Anyway, so I spoke about this way too early. Here it is. Like I said, put a couch on one side and then I did dining chairs on the other. I put it on that side because I was like, oh, you could sit there and look out over the ocean and all that. It'd be beautiful rather than just a bunch of dining chairs, you know. So that's what I did with that. And I mean, we're more or less done here. Like, there's a few little bits and pieces that I do, but we might as well go ahead and jump into the game now and just have a quick tour of the final build and see what it looks like. So here we are at the house, and this is what it looks like, at least from this angle. I think it looks pretty cool. We got the big steps coming up here at the front. Nice little curve down the bottom. So this all works as it should. You know, the sim can walk all the way up here. Then I had to put stairs here, like I was saying, so they will just walk up those. And then they can access this whole front area. There's not much going on here because it's supposed to be kind of clean and open. I mean, really, like I said in the original images, this area here should be clean as well and just have stuff back over here. But, you know, we had to take a few little liberties. That's what it looks like from that side. Round the side here as well, we got a few little shrubs and all that. Actually, there is a few missing. It's a little rude, but that's okay. There we go. That's a bit better. That's even better. There we go. That's a bit nicer. So that comes around the side here. And then, yeah, so this side was actually quite flat. Like, there's not a huge amount of stuff going on over here. So I decided to add these, like, little wall, I guess, decorative pieces alongside the staircase. So you can see the stairs are just stacking over each other right there, which is quite nice. And then round over this side, we can see the house here as well. And I actually kind of like the almost minimal look up the top here. Like I said, I think the reference image had another window here somewhere. But their house is also definitely wider than this, but we didn't really have the room to play with. So most of the house just sits here. And then most of it is just kind of decorative exterior, which I really like this look right here. I think looks so cool. I think it's awesome. So we've got a nice long, almost like lap pool here, relaxing outdoor lounge chairs, barbecue area, room to add a few more items if you want down here, and then just the access down the bottom here. And that's the exterior. And oh yeah, here's the little glass roof that I said was over the bedroom there, which I think actually looks really cool because it kind of creates this 2 separate boxes look, but it is, you know, joined with the glass there. Also, I realized that this should have been stone. There we go. So through the entrance, the main entrance of the house, which is here, you come into the main living space. Yeah, look at that. So you come through here. A lot of stuff has been put onto these counters here, so it actually looks like, you know, they have items and things going on in the kitchen. And there's a bunch of stuff on these ones as well. On both sides, and a little drinks tray, some bar stools, which, by the way, Batu bar stools, I think they worked really well here. Huge glass sliding door here as well to get outside. The nice little bathroom here. Whoops. Nice little bathroom here. And then the YouTube streaming recording zone, which I really quite like that. Put all the walls down so we can actually see a little bit better. And then a really simple living room with a TV in there and a few like decorations on the wall, which I think worked quite nicely. Over here was that outdoor bathroom, which is not really outdoor, but, you know, separate from the house. So you can come back from the beach or the pool, have a shower in here, then go back into the house. Downstairs, we have the movie theater, which is pretty... Hey! So I literally keep putting these stairs back. So if this happens to you, what you got to do, turn on move objects. This is the problem with platforms. Turn on move objects, put the stairs here, drag them across, and then do this. I literally save it. I'm not even changing anything. I don't know. If that happens, just do that. I apologize. Little console there, little laundry room. Like I said, I really, really like this little room here with all the little details in it. It's quite fun. And then this ensuite bathroom. This bedroom here, I love this bed where it's like in this big platform. You can see like the bed's almost like level with the ground there. I think that's such a cool idea. And then just the big built-in wardrobe over that side. Then moving upstairs, we have this little bedroom. Hey! I feel like something's gone a little wacky in this build because there's some stuff missing. I'm just going to grab this chair and put it here. I don't know what was here before, but I'll just do that little chair. This is just a really simple double bedroom added in there. And then we have this little bathroom in the corner, which is really, again, just quite simple, but it has everything that you need for this bedroom. And that's pretty much the house. That is it. I'm really, really happy with how this place looks. I think it turned out really nicely. It also turns out that I didn't do curtains upstairs, but I mean, that's okay. It's The Sims. You don't really need them anyway. I think this is super cool. Like, I think there's a lot of stuff you could do with it, especially like here. So this is all, like I said, this is all kind of like inside almost. Like it's surrounded by walls, but I built it in a way that it wouldn't turn it into a room. Because I think if it was a room, it might cost more. Although I'm not sure. Anyway, I didn't want it to be a room because I wanted the terrain to look like it was up here. That's why it's like sort of all like that. You could flatten it down if you wanted, but I wanted it to kind of look like it was a basement area. You know, it's like surrounded by these big walls. But if you do find yourself getting annoyed by that, actually the easiest way is probably just to click flatten lot, because that will just bring it all down, and it should, in theory, leave everything else untouched. Yeah, I don't think it changed anything else, so that's fine. So yeah, if that does annoy you, just do that, and then it's fine. And then you can also just expand into this area as well if you want. Like you could do something with windows going into the pool there. Plenty of room to add stuff, which is cool. But yeah, that is the Ocean Luxury home, sitting on here on the Windenburg Island, which I think this just looks so cool, like sitting out here. Yeah, not a super easy way to get to this island or build on it. We have this one little thing down there. Imagine like you'd have to get all the materials for this house to this little dock, then somehow get it up to here. Really irrelevant to the Sims, but if it was real, it'd be so tough. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to leave your comments, suggestions, and feedback down below. I'll see you next time, and have an awesome day.